Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by UPDF. UPDF provides powerful editing tools across all platforms. It's compatible with Windows, Mac, iOS, and Android. It helps you convert PDFs into the most popular formats with just a few simple clicks. Using editing tools to add or edit text, change text size, fonts, font colors, and so much more. Now you get advanced tools to edit your text, your images, your links, your pages, and other elements from PDFs, and you can also annotate your PDFs with highlights, underlined, stripe through, text boxes, stickers, sticky notes, stamps, and much more. So be sure to check out UPDFs. All the links, as always, will be in the description down below. Hey, what is up, guys? Hyde myself here. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today I want to talk about the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 8 Plus. It is crazy to think that these two devices are nearly 6 years old. They were announced alongside the iPhone 10 in September of 2017 and released in September 22nd of 2017. And it's kind of crazy to think that these devices could be coming to the last iOS update. And let me explain. Now, as always, if you would like to stay up to date with the latest iOS news and Apple software updates, of course, don't forget to subscribe and make sure you turn on those notifications so that you don't miss another episode. Now, the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus to me were sort of bridge devices, right? Between the iPhone 8 and the iPhone 10 announced at the same time, Apple was basically telling us we still have a Touch ID device on the list, but this is the device that we're going with in the future, Face ID. And Face ID devices change so much from the operating system, from the hardware of the iPhone. For example, Siri used to be, of course, on the home button. We used to go into the app switcher by double clicking. When iPhone 10 came out, it was all gesture based. Now the side button turned into the power off button, turned into the side button on the iPhone 10 as well. So much was changing throughout the operating system. Even Control Center comes out from the bottom, which is very different from iPhone 10 and newer devices, which was, in my opinion, the bridge in the software and hardware department for Apple. And it's kind of crazy to think that they could be coming to the last update. And let me explain exactly why I believe the iPhone 8, iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10 could be on their last iOS update. Now, as WWDC 2023 quickly approaches, we're about a month and a half as to the filming of this video, more and more sources starting to confirm that Apple could be dropping support for the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and iPhone 10 altogether with iOS 17. Now, keep in mind, nothing is confirmed until Apple officially announces the list for supported devices. Now, that will happen on June 5th, 2023, the first day at WWDC, if history is any indication. Now, there's various reasons I believe Apple could be dropping support this year, and I want to start off with, of course, Touch ID and the home button. Right now, the operating systems between the iPhone 8 Touch ID devices and an iPhone 10, for example, feel sort of fragmented. For example, Control Center is on the top right here on the iPhone 10 Face ID. On iPhone 8 and Touch ID devices, it comes out from the bottom, which could be confusing for those that may be switching back and forth. I know not many people will do that, but it is something that isn't consistent throughout the operating system, which could cause Apple to do more work when it comes to building the new operating system. There's rumor that a new Control Center could be coming, by the way. Now, when it comes to the side button, of course, we also have the side button as a power button here for the iPhone 8 on the iPhone 10, or later, we also have those to be actually the side button instead of the power button, a Siri button as well. Now, we also have, of course, the double click for the app switcher. I mean, the operating systems just feel entirely different when you use it on an iPhone 8 and when you use it on a Face ID device, iPhone 10, or newer. However, Apple 811 is the main reason I believe Apple could be shying away from these devices entirely. Now, the reason I say that is because these devices could be forever jailbreakable. Now, Apple may want to shy away from this because, of course, there's a physical flaw within the actual hardware of the iPhone that allows it to forever be jailbroken. And Apple, of course, is all about security and privacy, and having these physical vulnerabilities within the Apple chip out there, then that makes the company look bad. And I think it's time, I think this year is the time where they push this entirely out, because any A11 device or lower is susceptible to this particular vulnerability on the hardware. So keep in mind, Apple can't physically go out there and change these chips. That's why you always see a jailbreak for A11 or earlier. And that includes, of course, the iPhone 10, the iPhone 8, and iPhone 8 Plus. Now, as of right now, we're currently running iOS 16.4.1, and Apple will most likely continue to support these devices with minor software updates and security patches as long as they can. They still do this with iOS 12 devices, believe it or not, iOS 15 devices. It's kind of crazy to see. But yeah, Apple continues to release new security patches and improvements, and will most likely do the same for the iPhone 8, the iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10 in the future. But in terms of major releases, I believe iOS 16 is going to be the end. The last iOS update for the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and the iPhone 10, unfortunately. But again, guys, we're just about a month and a half away to know the truth. We'll find out what Apple will decide to do in regard to these devices, but I wanted to make a dedicated video to these devices, what I like to call the bridge between Touch ID and Face ID, the past and the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.